Hey folks, this is Akshay and today we are restripping a guitar, and the idea is to capture a few self-portraits while I do that. Now, thanks for sticking around if you have watched the video till now. That was just a quick montage of a few b-roll kind of shots that I took when I decided that I'm going to restrict my guitar. I found these Ernie Ball strings. They are the rock and blues version of the strings that they produce, and these apparently are really good for bending. And these days I'm playing a little bit of Indian classical on my guitar, and so any strings that allow me to bend are going to be welcome. So I want to give these a try, and I thought, while I restring my guitar, why don't I do a few self-portraits? One of the things that the Leica is really good at is capturing people in their context. And so there's a lot of series that you would have seen where people have captured professionals at work. It could be a butcher or a cobbler or a sewer, and these people are captured in their environment. So it's not a portrait of just their face and everything else blurred out. That's not really what Leica is meant to do. That's the territory of long focal length, shallow depth of field kind of portraiture. And I've done a little bit of that, like I mentioned in my last video. But I'm really interested in this 28mm focal length and really making use of it and using that constraint to your advantage. And so I thought this opportunity to take self-portraits while I was doing some interesting work might actually be a good way to think about portraits using the Leica Q2. And that's exactly what I've done in this video. A couple of constraints that I found. One was because of me. I forgot my regular tripod with a ball head back at home when I went there for my sister's wedding a few months ago. And so I've been making do with a video head that I have, and you can see that over here. But this head will only allow me pan and tilt movements. And so I can go right and left, I can go up and down, but I cannot roll. And so I cannot use the camera in a portrait orientation. So I cannot compose vertical shots. I'm stuck with landscape shots or landscape orientation shots. So that's one constraint, because when I was originally thinking about this, I had imagined a couple of vertical compositions, but I wasn't able to actually get those. The second constraint that I found was with the Leica Photos app. Now the setup that I have here is I have my phone connected to the Leica Q2, and I'm working with the guitar. And while I'm working, every now and then I feel like, oh, this might be an interesting moment, and so I adjust the focus, I click the button on my phone, and that is basically a remote app, and so it'll take a picture remotely. Now the app itself works more reliably than Sony, but to be honest, that's not praise. Sony has not set a high standard when it comes to the Imaging Edge app that they use, so it's very unreliable. The connection is flaky, etc., etc. But one of the major drawbacks that I found of the Leica Q2 Leica Photos app is I did not find any timer controls over there, which means every time I press this white button, the shot is immediate. So I have no time to actually do anything. If I'm supposed to take some position for a self-portrait, I don't have time to do that in this app. And so what that means is I have to adjust the timer, self-timer on the camera. And these are small irritations that will get in your way when you're trying to make pictures. You can't access the camera's menu while it is connected to the phone, and so I have to disconnect from the phone, then go into the camera menu, adjust the self timer, then connect back on the phone, and that takes some time. It isn't instantaneous, so that's one more additional factor of irritation and slowness that comes into play. And then it works for that one session, but once you disconnect the phone and you connect again, the timer gets reset. And so you have to do that every time you connect the Leica Photos app. And that's these are, like I said, these are small irritations, but all of this matters when you're trying to get stuff done. And so having a good, reliable, feature-rich remote control system for your camera is important. Nevertheless, image quality is just absolutely stunning, and I'm very happy with the images that I got. I could easily use these in like a magazine story or in a documentary where, let's say that I was talking about someone repairing or restoring old guitars or building guitars even, and I would be perfectly happy just carrying the Leica Q2, no other equipment, and I would get fantastic shots. So image quality absolutely A+, but several things that could be better in the overall experience of shooting self-portraits with the Leica Q2. Alright, that's all I have for today. See you in another video next time, and enjoy a little bit of Regina Spektor in the outro. See you next time, folks. Bye bye.
The garbage men are empty in the dumpster. Atheists are praying, full of sarcasm. The genius next door, he is sleeping, dreaming that the antidote is orgasm. If you just hold in your breath till you come back, I'm full. Hold your breath till you've thought it